If you want to know how I get my flawless under eye, then just keep watching. The thing to note is that when I apply my foundation, I only apply it on the outside of my face. I don't apply it on the inside, just because I don't want to layer up foundation and then concealer. I can just do concealer. Then the next step is to go in with the concealer. I'm using the HMB because we all know this is my absolute favourite. I start by applying most of it in the inner corner where I actually need coverage, and then I'll wing it out up here and slightly overlap where I put the foundation. With this concealer, a little bit goes a long way, so you actually don't need loads. Then once I've applied my concealer, I go in with my favourite concealer brush. This is a HF15 from HF Cosmetics, and I'll start to blend out the outside of my concealer and just the outside. So this is something that I've been doing for absolutely years. The reason why I do this is because I leave it to dry. The concealer has longer to set, so then it gives you more coverage than if you just blend it out straight away. So I'll go and do my bronzer and then I'll come back. Once I'm happy that my concealer's dried, I'm going to start blending in the top just to make sure that there's no harsh lines. And you can see, even though I've blended it now, it literally looks exactly the same because I've let it dry down. Then I'll do my blush. First step is to have a spray by hand. These two are my favourite. This one's a brand new bottle because I have gone through a full one. And this one I'm absolutely loving at the minute. So first I'm going to spray my face just to make sure we're all nice and hydrated. And then next I like to go in with a pressed powder first before I go in with a loose powder. Sometimes if your face is quite wet and you go in with a loose powder, it like grabs a bit more. So I like to go in with a pressed one first to get rid of the wetness. My favourite pressed powder is this one. So this is the Be Perfect Lock-It Powder. I'm using the shade 2 just because I like a bright under eye. If you don't like a super bright under eye, then go in with shade 3. And I'm just packing this underneath my eye, so you can see that this just gets rid of like the wetness. And then this is the key. So in between powders, make sure you spray. So I'm spraying it again. Make sure I'm rehydrating all of my face back again. Just makes everything seep in so nice. I literally don't know what I was doing without these sprays. I've only been using sprays maybe like the past 6 months, and I can't believe that I ever didn't use them because it makes so much of a big difference. And next I'm going in with my favourite powder. This is the HMB powder, you know, it's my favourite. And of course a little Trigwell puff. Just zoomed you in super close so that you can see what I'm doing. I've grabbed a little bit of the powder on the back of a puff, and then I'm going to tap off the most of the excess of this, so that it's nice and pressed firmly into the sponge. Press this in. Be quite firm and press it in. And then same again on the other side. And then I just use what's rest on the puff just to cover my... And I just leave this to set whilst I go and do the rest of my face. So that's been on for a couple of minutes, so I'm just gonna wipe it off. And it already looks great, but if it is looking a little bit dry at this moment in time, I do have quite dry skin, so I like to use the spray again just to melt it all together. And literally